Hi, and welcome to our new podcast. Our new podcast is called Three and Out, starring my co-host Blake, Jack, and Tyson.
How you doing?
How you doing today, Blakey?
I'm doing very well. Okay, so let's kick this off by kind of introducing ourselves, since y'all have never met us before. So, my name's Blake Vaughn. I play football at Allied High School, and my favorite teams consist of the 49ers, the Baylor Bears, the Dallas Mavericks, and the Texas Rangers. So let's kick it off to Jack next.
All right. Hi, my name's Jack Lansaw. I've played most sports throughout my life, but I've been playing football since I was in elementary school all the way up till my junior year, high school. I've grew up in Oklahoma. My favorite player was DeMarco Murray, so I've been seven my whole life, and then I like the Cowboys, and then the Oklahoma City Thunder and OU. Off to Tyson.
All right, I'm Tyson Dennison. My two favorite main sports are football and basketball. The teams you're going to hear me mostly talk about are the Broncos and Mavericks. I really got into football because of the Broncos in 2016. That team, I fell in love with Von Miller and the way he played. And ever since then, I've just been kind of researching the game and been a fan of it. My goal for the podcast is just to develop a lot more knowledge for the game and learn about how to smoothly run a podcast and take over from there.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so do y'all want to get into our narratives, just our personal narratives on?
Yeah, for sure. You can start us off.
Awesome. So I think just my current narratives right now are so I think Tua is kind of overhated right now, and everyone's kind of I think a lot of people have just given him a lot of hate and not giving him the time.
Wait. Before you go on,
overrated or overhated?
Overhated.
No, before you go on,
no, I said over. Wait, I said over.
This section we're doing is we're just going to share three narratives that we're going to talk about a lot throughout the show. We just came up with three narratives. I don't really know y'all's, but this is just what we're doing.
Wait, what?
All right, so continue on, Blake.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I think Tua gets kind of an early hate on him, and I think that the potential that he has is crazy, and if you watch him, I think his potential is crazy, and that people should give him more time to develop, and I think that his surrounding cast is amazing, and yeah. Okay, and then for my second hot take, I think that the kicker is a top 5 most valuable player on an NFL team, because I think that the kicker decides pretty much a lot of games. And then onside kicks, surprise onside kicks should be kicked more. All right.
Big kicker guy.
Yeah.
I love kickers.
Almost would make you think that you play special teams, Blake.
I am on the punt team.
Yeah, wait, who's your favorite kicker in the NFL?
Great question.
Of all time, or what are we talking about?
Just right now, just favorite kicker right now. Is there a retired kicker you're a big fan of? I can't name a single retired kicker. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, who's a kicker that's retired?
Janikowski.
He's retired. Dude, he played for so long.
I love Janikowski. He's a beast.
Who's your is that your favorite, Janikowski?
Yep.
That's such a all right. All right, go ahead.
He was the only first overall round pick kicker in the past 50.
Wait, he was first round?
Yeah, number one?
No, not number one. He was
first
round. No. But he was first
What?
round. That's wild. I didn't even know that. All right, go ahead, Jack. You can start your narratives off.
All right, so my narratives are all gonna be revolving around quarterbacks. I just feel like they're the most interesting. So I'm gonna say one, Kyler Murray is the most talented quarterback in the NFL. Just overall gifts wise, I'm not saying he's the best, but I just think he has the most.
Yeah.
He has every gift other than height. But then I'm gonna say that Cam Newton definitely deserves a starting job in the NFL. And then my last one is that Matthew Stafford is not all that. He's not bad, but he is not top 10 quarterback.
Yeah, I think that Stafford take is pretty good. I think I would agree. Not maybe top 10, but he is pretty overrated. For me, my three narratives, one I'm going to talk about a lot is Lamar Jackson. I think he's the most overhated hated and player in the league, and I'm not sure why he gets this hate. My second is that the running back position is the most overrated and overvalued position in football, and it doesn't make sense to pay running backs. And my third is that there is never going to be a true greatest of all time in football. It just doesn't make sense. There's no one can agree on basically anything when it comes to the value positions and players in football and the history. I think Tom Brady would be a candidate if I had to choose one, but I do think that there's better possibilities. And that kind of leads into our next segment, I believe.
Yeah, of course. So, Tyson, you got it?
Yeah, so this segment, we're going to talk about our predictions for the upcoming NFL season. Just like general predictions, nothing like too specific, nothing week by week, just it can be player or team. My first prediction, then you guys can go ahead after me, is I believe the Buccaneers, who are for some reason are really underrated right now, sitting at only 2 losses. I think they're going to repeat. I just don't see any holes in this team. I think the Saints game was a fluke. The Rams game made perfect sense. The Rams match up well with them. But yeah, I think they're going to repeat and win the Super Bowl. Tom Brady will claim his 8th. And I don't see which team could take them down at this point.
I don't know. How do you explain that Cowboys game, though, without Zach Martin?
Okay, well, listen, their run game was weak. Yeah, their run game was weak. There was a lot of, if you look at it, it was like the perfect scenario for Dallas's defense. Like it was like 3 turnovers and like 2 of which were like, interceptions off a guy's hands or like a random fumble by Ronald Jones, I believe.
Yeah, but like Cowboys had a lot of mistakes in that game too, though. So it's like they both played kind of like they don't like had a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, and I do think that's probably going to be the worst we see the Bucs this season, other than Tom Brady in the fourth quarter versus the Saints. But I think that Cowboys game, it was like mistakes you kind of expect from the Cowboys, like things people could predict. But then it's like, the Buccaneers, it's like, again, 2 dropped interceptions, like drop passes turned into interceptions, a fumble. It's like things that don't really happen often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing you said about the run game, their run game is still like has been weak this whole year. Like they're bottom 20 in the league in rushing yards. So like, that's the thing you got to worry about. But their offense still produces, but like you never know when you like you don't see that often, like an offense that's that highly that like produces that much, but has that low of like a running game. Like usually they're more balanced.
Yeah, Fournette's been pretty solid, but they do need a little bit more when it comes to the run game. And one thing that people don't really notice or talk about is that Antonio Brown has been out for like 3 weeks now, I believe. He's had like a lingering foot injury. He's on a walking boot right now, I believe. And so that could kind of screw them up a little bit. I believe that's why that not the entire reason, but I think Antonio Brown is the wide receiver 1 for that team, and that can kind of mess up your chemistry, especially in games like the Saints where they had a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, I think definitely with like a quarterback like Tom Brady, you see this like year after year after year. Like with the Saints game, like there's always these like fluke games where like Tom Brady just isn't like playing well, but it seems like that all this like distractions and like stuff that happens in the regular season, somehow he just like somehow the team just like that he's on will sort it out and just end up winning somehow in the playoffs.
Yeah, and especially because last year they lost the Saints like
they got killed.
38-3 like week 2 or maybe it wasn't week 1. It was week 2, I believe. And they got blown out, and then they were fighting to make a playoff team with like 3 or make the playoffs with like 3 weeks left. But they did, and they won the Super Bowl. And then also
they had a big loss to the Bears last year too.
Yeah, it wasn't big. It was a big game, I believe, because it was prime time. But it was just like remember the Brady, the 4th down incident.
Yeah, the thrower.
Yeah, the 4th. But yeah, I mean, I don't know why they're not rated like top 5. By some people, like they just kind of fell under the radar. I don't think that Saints loss really meant much. It didn't have anything mind-boggling other than Brady played bad in the 4th quarter, which is something you see like once in a blue moon. So
yeah, I definitely think Bucs have the strongest, like the most solid roster, but like I don't know that you just don't see that many teams like make it back to back for whatever reason. Like, I don't know, but it is Tom Brady, and he like throughout. Like, I feel like a reason he's always playing so well in the playoffs is because a lot of teams like throughout the year they rely on big plays, and when you get to the playoffs, you study a lot more. Like, you're gonna make a lot less big mistakes, and Tom Brady is the best in the game at just like taking what's there. Because if you're so concerned about those big plays, like he's gonna be able to gash you.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so I'd love to talk about. So did y'all watch the Cowboys Broncos game this past week?
Yes, I did. I'm a
Oh,
Broncos fan,
yeah.
so
Oh
obviously you have
yeah,
to.
of course you had to. All right, so I was wondering about the Broncos defense after losing like kind of like team leader Von Miller.
Entire linebacker core. Alexander Johnson, Josie Jewell suffered an injury.
Yeah.
We
Well,
saw.
also, like, I'd say Hall of Famer Von Miller. Like, he's
Oh
not-
yeah, no, not
Yeah,
even
yeah,
question.
of course.
Only
No
Super Bowl
doubt.
MVP.
His
Yeah,
all-time sack leader, the Broncos.
Yeah, and he's got a Super Bowl MVP and like 7 Pro Bowls.
something like that. 6 or 7. He's all pro.
You can't have a better resume. And he leads the
Yeah.
sacks since like 2011, which is
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
I thought the Broncos defense would come out like looking like not very good after that, because like when you lose like someone that big of part of your team, it seems like they wouldn't be able to perform the way that they did, but they really like stepped up.
Dude,
without
his
him.
backup, the guy that like was playing behind
Jonathan
him,
Cooper.
that-
Jonathan Cooper.
Yeah.
Jonathan Cooper. Yeah,
but that
They were
was also
terrorizing them.
on
Is he a
a
rookie?
injury, like on a backup who was.
I don't. I think he was last year, if I'm not mistaken. I may be thinking. Let me look it up. But yeah, no. I don't really think much of that game. Oh no, Jonathan Cooper has been in the league for years. Oh wait, never mind. No, I'm looking at the wrong guy. Wait, what? No. Yeah, he's a rookie. He's a rookie.
He's a rookie? Okay, that's what I thought.
I was thinking the wrong guy. Sorry.
He's definitely good, but like that doesn't happen if Tyron Smith doesn't get hurt. Like,
Yeah, and also I think the Cowboys are just overconfident, and Broncos barely beat the Washington football team. They've lost easy games like to the Case Keenum Browns. I think this is kind of a fluke game. It's not totally fluke because it was 30-0, and you can't really fluke that.
I think. Well, I mean, they scored like 2 touchdowns at the end. Like, they didn't mean anything.
Yeah, that immediately.
Like those were the only 2 drives in that game where you saw Dak play anything like what he had looked the rest of the year. Like, he had. I can't even count how many third down passes that he just threw that, like weren't even.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he missed 2 deep balls, like 2 deep touchdowns to CD that were both on.
Yeah, I remember that CD pass that really changed the game.
Like, both of them were
Oh,
times.
the one that was like way over his head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he probably could have
Yeah.
run to get the first down, but like he was trying to make a play, which of course you're trying to make a play. Like, you got an open receiver, but like that he just missed bad. Like, and there was a lot of plays like that where Dak was just off, and he was like this whole entire year I've been like astonished by how well he moves up in the pocket to avoid pressure. But last game, like, he was just playing different. He kept trying to roll out and would like run into players when I feel like he had a clean enough pocket, but and like wouldn't have gotten sacked if he had stepped up. But I don't know. He was playing weird that game.
Yeah, that calf injury, even though he said it didn't, that probably bothered him a little
I
bit.
think it really did. It
Yeah.
just seemed to get more in his head than like.
Definitely more in his head, and definitely because he hasn't played in a while, and
A lot of times, like especially after he had to like evade a defender, whenever he was trying to like step into like throws after that, he would like those were definitely a lot of times that he would like totally throw bad passes after.
yeah, his footwork looked off in general.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and it's weird that like you see him coming off an injury and overthrowing a lot of passes. Like,
Mhm.
Yeah,
you
that is a weird
expect him
thing.
to kind of be like tentative, not wanting to step into him, but like I don't know.
I think
Yeah.
it was probably like a mental thing that like he just like tried to like
Yeah.
like go against his injury.
Yeah, he
Too
just
way
like
too
he
far.
thinks he's
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm not getting as much like power out of my leg, so I gotta try to like put some extra on it.
Because the last game he played was the Patriots game because they had a bye, and then he had the Vikings game where he didn't play.
Yeah.
So he literally hasn't played in like 3 weeks. So I don't really think of it as too much, even as a Broncos fan. It is kind of promising, and it does show that we can make a run because our schedule is kind of easy. We do play the Chiefs and Chargers twice, but other than that, it's very winnable games.
Y'all's offensive line looked kind kind of amazing. Like
I know, and it was rare. It's rare. It's rare.
our run defense, I think it was sometime in the first quarter. Like first quarter wasn't even over yet, and the Broncos had already rushed for more yards than the Cowboys were like on average letting up like the entire game.
Yeah, Javonte was killing it. Melvin Gordon was doing pretty solid.
There were gaps everywhere. Our linebackers weren't coming in, feeling anything, and our cornerbacks were already so like worried about getting beat deep that they like at the time wouldn't even be paying attention that the ball was a run, but then they still get beat deep.
Which is a weird thing to see as like a fan of a team whose quarterback is Teddy Bridgewater. It's so weird to see a team like game plan, after the first half for like deep passes, it's so weird to see that be like, oh, Teddy Bridgewater stepping up.
I mean, how do you not when you sorry.
No, I'm done. Okay.
Like when, like, I don't know if you saw that the Tim Patrick touchdown on Trayvon Diggs. He was like 13 yards off the ball, like no safety help, and he knew that, and he still gets beat deep. Like you just like if you're an opposing coach and you see that, like I'm going deep every play too, because like
and you see the effect that like Trayvon Diggs has. Like when he doesn't get his interception, or like when he doesn't
because he plays he has a gambling. He plays like a Marcus Peters. He's such a gambler, and so when it doesn't work, it's really bad.
He's a gambler, but his coverage skills are just a lot worse than Marcus Peters. I think he has better ball skills.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's like the best ball skills I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's so undisciplined. Like I don't even think it's like him. Like he's not athletic enough. Just half the time, it's just him wanting, like on that touchdown, it was him maybe getting like trading maybe a deflection.
Expecting someone else?
What is going on?
Yeah.
CBS NFL just started playing on me.
Wait, hold on. We can wrap this up. What was the prediction for this? Because you said the Broncos defense. Was that just a narrative?
It sounded like you were asking a question.
You're just talking? Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay.
Your prediction, like the Broncos are going to be good? Because like
I mean, you can just tie that into a prediction because they play the Eagles, Chargers twice, Chiefs twice, and then they got the Raiders, Lions, and the Bengals. Eagles is winnable. Raiders is winnable.
Raiders is winnable?
Oh, I mean, the Raiders just lost to the Giants.
Yeah, Raiders are bad now. I forgot.
Yeah, they lost Henry Ruggs and
their coach. And never mind. And David
they play the Lions. The Bengals have been kind of struggling lately, and I think the Broncos match up amazing with the Bengals. Like I really do think they do.
And I honestly think they might be able to take one again.
I think they could definitely get at least like a one Chiefs or Chargers game.
I think y'all could honestly take both Chiefs games. Like Chiefs, they barely beat the Packers without
Aaron Rodgers. Yeah,
Jordan Love, like he looked worse than any backup I've seen in a while.
Oh, I have a question.
That was a rough game to watch.
I can't say that he's bad, but like that was just a terrible game.
Yeah.
I have a question.
What's your question?
Let's hear it.
Where do y'all think OBJ is going?
Okay, that one is tough because you really there's so many good fits and you have no clue, and so many teams are probably willing to.
I can tell you where I don't want him to go.
Where's that?
The Packers. Or I saw a thing on Twitter. I was literally like, it was like 2 nights ago, an alert popped up on my phone from Twitter, and it was like, Odell signs with the Buccaneers, and my heart fell out of my chest.
Okay, you won't have to deal with that because I think Bruce Arians came out today and made like a joke about not signing Odell.
But I think who was it? Oh, the Bills would also scare me because him and Stephon Diggs, because they also kind of need more talent at receiver, but they kind of don't.
Yeah, I mean they got Beasley and Sanders, but it wouldn't hurt. Oh my gosh.
People have been saying Seahawks. Seahawks and
Seahawks is a big one, yeah. Seahawks, Saints. I've seen 49ers. Packers have been linked. I think those are the 4 main teams: Seahawks, Packers, Saints, and 49ers. I'd be surprised.
The Cowboys, so hopefully he's a daddy's boy.
Yeah, I think 49ers wouldn't be a bad fit. It's just the thing is the problem with Odell was he wasn't getting the ball enough, and then it's like Kyle Shanahan, you know. And if Kyle Shanahan, if you look at him
quarterback, and I don't think that they have the level of quarterback.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like Garoppolo is definitely not a huge step up from Baker at all.
Yeah, good. No, it's not even. It's probably a step down. I would argue.
I feel like he definitely is a step down.
Yeah, I think the Seahawks makes a good amount of sense, especially for the scheme that they run with. And it wouldn't make sense. It would just put Tyler Lockett in the slot, and Odell and DK probably complement each other pretty well.
I mean, yeah, and Odell and Tyler Lockett can both flip in and out of the slot.
Yeah,
and then like Russell Wilson coming back healthy, they'd have a shot.
That-
Packers definitely need him. Like out of any team, I think the Packers would like probably
Oh yeah,
he would benefit them the most.
Like
Yeah.
RB2 is such a drop off for the Packers.
Wide receiver,
Like,
yeah, it's Devontae Adams, and then like
No one.
Randall
I don't
Cobb.
even know.
the COVID list, like Randall Cobb, Alan Lazard, Marcus Valdez.
Alan Lazard is like he's bipolar.
He's inconsistent. Very.
Yeah, he is.
He'll like have like 150 yards and 2 touchdowns, or like 2 catches and 10 yards.
That's what happens when you're a wide receiver too, with Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
depends on who's double teaming him.
You mentioned the Saints a while back getting Odell. Does anyone know what is going on with what's his name?
Michael
Slam
Thomas.
Boy?
Like,
Yeah.
Slam boy.
What like why is he not playing?
Tyson, you probably
He-
know more than me.
I know more because I have him on my fantasy team,
Yeah,
and I
Tyson's
really,
been holding.
and I was
him
really,
over.
really excited for him to come back, and then he's out for the year now.
He did this last year.
Yeah, no, he had I forgot the first injury, and then he got surgery for it really late, like in June, and so he was out for the first game. So he's rehabbing that, and then he had a new injury, I believe, and then he was like recovering from that, and then in the recovery he like messed up in some way, like just the recovery went wrong, and then he got like more injured, and so they shut him down for the year, or I think it was a personal decision, but.
If it's a personal decision, like
Well, personal decision based on injury. It's not like a
no, I know, but like that also that could just be like mean like you never know.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure. It doesn't seem like he's too excited to get back out there. Obviously, he's a really talented player, and
Dude, he's basically like this is kind of crazy, but like I feel like when he was playing like his past 2 years, like his stats, he's undeniably a top 5 receiver.
oh yeah, no, when he's playing, he's definitely top 5.
But
Like I'd put him up there with Devontae and Diggs and Hill.
but
I think
there's
he's
also
right there
like
with him.
there's also like a point like same thing with like that I think about Tyron Smith and Christian McCaffrey. Like it doesn't matter how good you are. Like if you're playing for me, like my team, like 1 year or like half
Yeah.
every
they all
year,
come from
or
that
like
category.
every other year, like you might like that takes away from you as a player. Like I know it's not fair, but like
Yeah.
you can't be good if you're not playing.
Yeah, people forget how talented he is because he hasn't been playing at all. And
Yeah,
it does it makes me question his recovery strategies because this is like the second year in a row where he just like completely screwed up the recovery in some
He
way.
seems to me kind of like a Kawhi guy. Like
Like I'll talk.
just no, not like
Like the
quiet.
injury. Yeah, like the injury. I see what you're saying.
Just like he seems like he's mad at the Saints, but like not saying anything about it, just like punishing them.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Really, it is kind of a
According to-
mystery.
Like Popovich, like Kawhi just wouldn't play even after the doctors had cleared him.
Yeah, I remember that situation.
But like it, like, and the fact that it's like a personal issue, it sounds like it could be something like that.
But also, even like a lot of times, is like doctors will clear you like before you're like fully able to actually play.
Yeah, yeah,
It
for
could be,
sure.
like a thing like that.
It could be. Yeah, it could be. He's really trying to be safe to come back,
Yeah.
and he's gotten really unlucky because there has been multiple injuries.
Yeah, he's probably been thinking like I've been injured so many. Like I don't want to like go back early this time and get injured.
Yeah, and get re-injured because that's what happened last year. He came
Or
back
like-
early and got
Yeah,
re-injured.
the personal injury could mean like the team doctor cleared him because he's the team doctor, obviously, and then he
Yeah.
was like, all right, I'm gonna go to my own doctor and see what they say, and that doctor was like, yeah, no, you can't play. Like,
Yeah,
I could definitely see that too.
For sure.
yeah, but that did hurt my fantasy team a lot. Obviously, I hope he recovers quick, and it doesn't matter much because he was like a ninth round pick. But if he was first
True.
round, I would be pissed. I'm kidding.
If you got him, if like you drafted him 9th and he actually ended up playing this year, like That would have been like,
I know the upside was crazy.
It's crazy, but it just ended up being nothing.
you still have him on your roster?
No, he's gone. 'Cause he announced he's out for the year. Yeah, it was an ankle injury and then another ankle injury for this year. So he had one and then he got a setback and then yeah. So the surgery, I guess,
Sucks. 'Cause
didn't
he
go
like
that amazing.
he literally like one point in time was like literally like a receiver one for the league.
Yeah, and he was pretty young too. People were
Dude,
like,
he had 1,800 receiving yards, like his like second or third year.
yeah, like a bunch of receptions, like 149.
Yeah.
That's the NFL record, I believe. He set the
it was
record.
NFL
that year.
record, and he was
Offensive player of the year,
this year.
Yeah, it does. It does.
And then just injuries just straight mauled him.
Yeah, I mean,
And they kept saying like, oh, he'll come back, and then like he'd come back for like one game, like for a little bit, look off, and then
Yeah, I remember that playoff game where he played and he just did not look that great last year. He looked didn't have the same explosion.
you know who needs to sit out
Who?
for like Amari Cooper does not sit out as long as he could whenever he gets hurt. He literally is like,
he looks injured.
dude, yeah, he's I swear like every game he's been like slightly injured and like questionable almost every game this year, and then ends up playing, but then like plays like half of the game.
Yeah.
Like he's just like in and out, like, and then he'll be like rubbing out his leg or like having like be in the injury camp because he just plays through injury. Like this year he played through like a cracked rib for a while.
That is one of the weird occurrences that happens in the NFL a lot. Like DeAndre Swift has been listed as questionable like every single game.
Oh, yes.
Like literally every game. And like he's been like, and he doesn't look like 100% healthy. He still looks good. And like he's done really amazing. But they've given the ball to Jamal Williams a good amount because they know he's not 100% healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And Jamal Williams is talented. But
I don't
so
if
weird.
I'm a player and like I'm in the NFL and I'm like dinged up, I would be in favor of not playing just for like my own career and my stats. So like if I'm Amari, I'm playing like half or like I'm like playing it like 70%, and so I'm not getting in all like the snaps that I normally would. So when you look at the year and it says like you played 16 or 17 games or whatever, but like in reality you've played like 7 in terms of snaps, like I feel like that can't help you for contract time.
Yeah, especially if you play for the Lions. Like, what are you getting out of that?
Yeah,
like,
it's not.
You guys are losing either way. I mean, you're getting the first draft pick. Like,
yeah, like at some point, like, do you, man? Like, care for your body. Like, you're not getting better for like you're questionable every week for a reason, and it's obvious.
Yeah,
that's like Antonio Gibson had like a very similar situation.
Oh, that was weird. That was like seriously weird.
It's really weird. Where he had like was it fractured like shin bone or something? Or
yeah,
he had a fractured shin that like he just like played with and didn't like they just didn't like they like kind of it was like they like hid it under wraps almost for like weeks, and then they kind of just like released it and they're like, all right, yeah, he's had a fractured shin and we just been letting him play this whole year.
That was so weird because like what is the training staff doing? Like why is he why is he playing?
Whatever the coach tells him to do at the end of the day. I feel like you never know.
Yeah. And
the 49ers also have a historically bad training staff.
Oh my God.
I mean, like they lose like 2 running backs every year, receivers, tight end, like every position is banged up.
Their team is hurt like at all times.
You never know who the 49ers running back's going to be at the end of the year.
Yeah. No, they just
know.
I know. No, people were literally drafted Trey Sermon in like the 5th, 6th round of fantasy, and he was like the RB3 because they just knew like the 2 of the guys ahead of him were both going to get hurt, and they did. But then Trey Sermon probably like looked at Kyle Shanahan in a weird way.
Yeah, I don't know how Trey Sermon is not getting like insane.
It's just Kyle Shanahan's weird, and he's
like
he just has his days. The Brandon Ayuk saga was weird.
Oh, dude, that too. Like, what do you? I don't know.
He looked so good last year, like so much potential, and
then he's getting the ball more, luckily now. But it was like the first like 8 games of the season, he just did not get anything. Like, it doesn't really make that much sense.
Like, talking about Sermon or Ayuk?
I'm talking about Ayuk. Sermon has gotten like healthy scratch for like 3 games.
Really?
Yeah, he's probably played like he's probably had like a 5% snap share or something like that.
I don't get how you get a guy that's like draft a guy. I think what was he second
round?
Like, he's obviously got a lot of talent. Like, and he's not like a change of pace back. Like he's like who's like
He's pretty traditional.
Yeah, he's honestly kind of like a Zeke. Like he kind
Yeah, he is kind of like a Zeke.
Like
It's a good comparison.
finesse guy, but he can break some tackles. Like you got to give him the ball if you're gonna use him, or otherwise you don't. He's not gonna
the
really
pick's not
help
gonna
you
pay
that much.
off.
Not like that much of a receiving back or like a gadget back. He's just he needs carries.
I always
Mhm.
thought it was kind of a weird pick because 49ers usually don't draft running backs a lot like that. They normally get them off of like most came off,
Undrafted, undrafted or like 6th round, or like trade for like some random veteran.
Yeah, like Mostert came off the practice squad and he looks like a.
He looks pretty good. He's pretty
And then he
solid.
got hurt, of course.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, yeah.
I mean, as one does on the 49ers.
Yeah.
All right, so I think it's time to go to my prediction.
Yeah, Blake. Wait, can we just do like a summary prediction of that whole thing?
Get back.
Just like a summary prediction. Just like a quick one-liner. No nuance, no nothing.
just something crazy. Just throw it out there.
No nuance. Don't explain it at all. Don't back it with anything. Just
All right. I think the Titans make a long playoff run this year and
Okay.
perhaps make it to the Super Bowl.
okay. Perhaps is such a weak take. Don't give me a perhaps. Give me a will.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying that the Titans make a long playoff run.
Is that like conference?
You were about to say
Yeah,
make it to the Super Bowl.
Can you just say that? Can you say that? Make it to the Super Bowl for the sake of.
All right, fine. They make it to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
No, I don't disagree with that a lot. I'm okay with that pick.
I got the Bills, to be honest.
Bills
Bills
Give me the
Bucks.
Bills. A little shaky, but I could see it. So my prediction for this year is it's not crazy in terms of how they're looking this year, but it's just crazy in terms with the history, and it's Cowboys are winning 2 playoff games this year.
That is so. That would assume. Okay, so that means they make the conference, right? Because you don't think do you think they're going to get the first seed?
Well, it depends. If they get the first, actually, that's a hard. I didn't.
Because if they get the first
If they
seed,
get
that
the
means the
first seed,
Cowboys are in the Super Bowl.
Then I don't see that.
I honestly could see a Cowboys Super Bowl.
Wait, is there 3 buys? Is there 2? Wait, so there's
There's just one bye, I thought.
Wait, sorry, I got disconnected.
Wait, what are you saying?
There is a one. The first seed gets a bye. Everyone else plays each other.
Yeah.
oh, you're saying like that. Okay. Yeah.
No, I'm saying Cowboys get 2 wins either way, bye or no bye.
Okay, wow. So
Yeah.
you better hope they don't get the first seed because
Or else they're gonna go
it
to the
makes
Super
it makes
Bowl.
your take a lot more harder.
I'd definitely rather them not get the first seed.
Yeah.
And also with Tyron Smith, I don't know when he's coming back. So I could see us losing the first seed because our whole offense somehow, with all the star players we have, revolves around him. Because Terrence Steele is terrible.
It's gonna be weird. One of these teams is gonna get eliminated in the first round, being the Cowboys, Bucks, Rams, Cardinals. Why did I just blank on the last team? Packers? Did I say Packers?
Yeah, it's Packers.
Yeah, Packers. One of those teams is losing first round, and that's so weird to think about.
Who do you think? Take your pick. We're all gonna,
Okay, Cowboys won't. I don't think they will. I could see the Packers maybe choking one under maybe Aaron Rodgers goes to a party again and he has to miss the game.
You don't think? You think Packers?
I could see the Cardinals choking one, but the Cardinals look like they're going to be the first seed. So I feel like if I don't know.
Yeah, I watching the Cardinals and literally every stat you want to look at, they are so solid, but just something about them in the playoffs scares me.
Yeah, I don't. Kyler doesn't have a lot of playoff experience, so
His first game he has none. So
yeah,
playoff team and
I don't know, just going against some
a dark horse team I could see out of those losing. I know I said the Bucks won the Super Bowl.
Oh wait,
but
also we throwing the Titans in there too because
no, they're the AFC.
Oh, we're just talking about NFC.
Yeah, I'm talking about the NFC. Just because I was saying one of those 5 teams because
That's what we
3 teams guarantee lose.
We would say hot take. Is that
I was about to say-
the Bucks
no,
either
not
win
hot
the
take.
Super Bowl or
No. Okay, actually, yes. No, I'll say it right now. They either win the Super Bowl or they lose in the very first round because
Okay.
they're probably going to play a good team. You know, there's 5 like really solid NFC teams that if you said are going to the Super Bowl, I wouldn't be mad at it. You know, and so it wouldn't shock me if the Bucks somehow ended playing because one of those 2 teams has to play each other. So it wouldn't shock me if the Bucks ended up being like the team that plays the other good team. So I don't know. It would have shocked me if they lost in the first round because Brady did lose in the first round in his last year with the Patriots to the Titans.
And their closest game was in the first round last year against the Redskins.
Yeah, with Taylor Heineke at quarterback.
The guy that was sleeping on his couch like 6 months before.
Exactly. So it wouldn't surprise me if they lost in the first round, but if they don't lose in the first round, they are winning the Super Bowl and give Brady's 8th. I predicted they would win the Super Bowl last year, not at the beginning of the season, but in the playoffs, beginning of the playoffs. So I'm going to stick with it. I think they're going to either lose in the first round or make the Super Bowl.
What's your prediction, Jack?
Out of those 5 teams,
for a loss, I think is the Packers.
that makes sense. That's probably my second option. Or that's probably my like realistic option because I don't probably think the Bucks are.
But like I also honestly like feel like I don't know why, but I just have a feeling like the Bucks. It's not like a rational feeling because everyone on their team.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's just vibes.
They should be good, but like I don't know, like it's too perfect for Tom.
It always is though. That's just the hard part.
That's how it goes.
Like when is it not really?
Everyone wants to join the team.
I guess perfect. All right, so what do you got, Blake?
This can shift into our next if you don't have any.
I think Cardinals. I think literally
Burning.
Cardinals. I think I don't have a burning desire. I think just Cardinals. Straight up answer.
That-
I already kind of talked about it just because Kyler experience and stuff like that.
Yeah, and it would be I think out of all those teams, the Cardinals would be the most devastating team. No, the Rams, because the Rams have given up so much to get to this point, and then Von Miller's on an expiring
I
contract.
see the
They
Rams
have no
winning
draft picks.
their first game and then getting
Destroyed.
destroyed. Second.
Yeah,
I
that
don't know
makes
why.
that makes sense
I
off
just
of
feel
vibes.
like I just don't like. I don't know. I feel like they have like empty slots like in the players where they don't have stars because they obviously have the stars. You got Stafford, who they're building up to be a star. Cooper Kupp is crazy, and then you got like Jalen Ramsey and Von Miller and
Donald.
Aaron Donald.
Donald.
Like who's like I don't know another player on their defense. Honestly, like that's
Their linebackers have looked kind of good.
Michael
Pretty good.
Floyd.
Yeah, Michael Floyd is in particular. He's looked pretty good, but it's also because Aaron Donald is so good.
He picks up like
Yeah.
3 people every single time.
So it's like their linebackers. I think they're going to be good. I think they could survive. And their secondary, aside from Ramsey, is like okay, but it was kind of a weak point in the Titans game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really.
Their offensive line didn't look great.
Yeah, no, for sure. Their offensive line was definitely probably the most alarming part of that game.
Especially when you don't have a mobile quarterback at all.
Yeah, and he's
Yeah.
and he's had his fair share of injuries, so
Yeah.
he's already got a little bit of a banged up pocket.
Guy that, like if he has to get injured, like he's a tough guy. Like
Yeah, we all.
if you had to pick a quarterback to get hurt, I'd probably pick him. Like who's gonna be the best in recovery and just playing through it.
I'm a big Matthew Stafford fan. I love him.
I like that. He's funny. And you know he's from Highland Park, right?
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Coach Morris tells stories about him.
Really?
Rod Morris.
Yeah, apparently. I just
I forgot we're live.
Okay. Coach Morris.
Can I defend your coach?
You are not playing your snap count.
Straight to Chad.
I just called him Fraud Morris on live, and you didn't do anything but laugh. Your snap count is going way down. He's laughing. He's definitely down at his take.
Yeah. Like it looks like Zena's starting next week. All those offers.
You're kind of agreeing with me.
Actually, Jack, me and Zena play different positions, so
It doesn't matter. He's getting moved. You just laughed at Fraud Morris.
They want you to be able to play both sides. That's part of it.
no.
Oh, they don't say that ananymore?
No, not anymore. I don't
Okay.
have to anymore. What
I
I was
gave
gonna
up.
say, is Chad Morris.
Fraud.
All right, Tyson, let's calm down there. Tell,
There we go.
told us a story about how Matthew Stafford in high school, they were playing against Highland Park, which is the number one ranked team in their division, and that they were up like 31-0. And Matthew Stafford came out with like a broken arm for his left arm, and like threw like 5 touchdown passes in a row.
I think I remember hearing about this. Weirdly enough, I think I actually have like heard this story before, and that
Don't
is
forget
so weird.
that like wasn't his number one receiver Clayton Kershaw?
Yeah, Clayton Kershaw.
Which is kind of
Wait, these stories of Matthew Stafford are like stories that Brady makes up. Like, remember last year when Brady was like, "Oh, I had a
Wait, Jack, did you
What?
say Clayton Kershaw? Is that
was that?
Yeah,
what,
he was the
isn't that the
he
yeah,
did play. He did play with Matthew Stafford, I
yeah, it was
believe.
the pitcher. He's the pitcher.
Oh, okay.
in
I was,
MLB.
but they also had like a 4-star wide receiver on their team. I forget. That's like
Yeah.
he starts in the NFL. Or something.
I
What
believe.
was the injury that Tom Brady said he had? Yeah, he said he had a torn MCL.
Yeah,
all
then
of
he played
last year.
through it.
Yeah, no, you didn't, dude. No, you didn't.
He did
I don't
not.
know why he just straight up lied. Like, that was so weird.
You see,
Like, first of all, he wouldn't like be able to move, and second of all, like especially because he's like 44. And second of all, if that was true and he like came out and said that, like the entire Bucks organization would get like sued to the ground. Like there was no way
and
that
why
like
would he report it at all? Or like,
yeah.
there was never like a time where they're like Tom Brady's questionable with the MCL injury.
Yeah, and if it is real, imagine being the doctor who like cleared Tom Brady to play after he like tears his MCL,
Oh my.
and then like he goes on like some random podcast, like, yeah, they cleared me and I got played the whole season. Like,
Bro,
I would be like sweating. Like, that's not real.
You're telling me a 43-year-old man played an entire year of football in the NFL with a torn MCL?
Yeah, and like won the
Like,
Super.
not
Yeah,
athletic to start with.
yeah, like
Yeah,
you
like-
did it.
Oh, please.
I don't know why he like that's such a weird. It's such a weird, funny thing to lie about, but.
That he probably was watching like on TikTok and he saw the Matthew Stafford video where he dislocates his shoulder.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Was that winning touchdown right
These
after?
stories literally sound like things Brady would make up for like a
Yeah.
podcast or
It's the
something.
exact thing.
It's like you just didn't tear your MCL. Like, I'm sorry. That's one of the things I'm pretty passionate about that Brady did not tear his MCL last year.
But
All right.
also on the subject of Chad Morris, his son demolished Blake's Baylor Bears last week. How do you feel about it, Blake?
Well, I am happy for him, and I have met Chandler. It was awful.
Is he as small as he seems? Because he seems so small in the field, like my
Yeah,
size.
I mean, he's like he's not like your size, Jack. He's definitely a little bit taller than that.
He's not that tiny.
Wow.
No, I'm saying like for a quarterback though. I feel like quarterbacks have to be pretty tall normally.
No, yeah.
But like he's not like I'd say he's like how tall? I don't know how tall he is, but like from like my like experience being around him, I'd say he's like 5'11", 6 foot. I'd say.
Yeah, he's listed at 5'11". Dude, he's actually
Yeah.
shifty though. Like,
Yeah, he looked amazing. He looked
Dude,
like,
he had,
athletic
like-
and poised.
Yeah. and he just made every right decision. I was blown away. But I think that's why like Baylor didn't drop that much in the rankings because it was like a different team with him playing quarterback. You only dropped one spot after
You know who his quarterback trainer is?
Is it Chad Morris or is it Kyler Murray's dad?
It's Kevin Murray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin.
He got a lot. Like he had his fair share of hours with his dad, like watching film, like
Yeah, definitely.
cracking the whip.
His dad definitely is probably.
Yeah.
All right, off of the
All right.
the Chandler Morris topic, I think we should transition back into the NFL and more specifically the Week 10 matchups. This is going to be our first week preview of the week,
All righty.
starting in Week 10. So first game we have is Ravens Dolphins. We'll just go through each of them. If you have something to say, you know, expand on that. But first game, Ravens Dolphins, shouldn't be too much of a debate. But
All right. So
who do y'all got?
So I think betting odds right now are set at like what, like -7 right now.
Let's look at the spread.
I don't know what you have, but I saw it.
Ravens Dolphins spread. Yeah, Baltimore 7.5.
7.5. Ooh. I think I think they definitely still go with Ravens even with the spread.
Yeah, no, Ravens definitely. I'd go with Ravens.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of hard not to go with Ravens, but like, don't be surprised if Miami puts up some points because everyone puts up some points on the Ravens.
That's
That is
true.
something you were talking about. Yeah. All right, next game. Yeah, also I have the Ravens covering the spread. Jaguars, Colts. Um, again, not too interesting of a game. The Colts are favored 10.5 right now. I think I might honestly take the Jaguars for that spread to cover that. I do think the Colts will win that game. But again, the Jaguars are coming off of a 9-6 victory versus the Bills. I'm not going to say they're red hot because that's kind of scary to say for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Especially off of a game where you didn't score a touchdown.
Yeah,
Didn't,
3 field goals. But, it's pretty – that's something to look forward to and like a bright point. So I'd say they'll probably lose by like 10. I think 10.
Also, didn't Trevor Lawrence go down with an injury last game? I didn't like pay attention, but didn't he go
Here,
down
hold
with
up.
an
I have an
He got
injury.
hobbled, but look, he like officially got –
Because I saw something like people were freaking out about it, but I'm not sure what.
Wait, let me. I had it.
he's on track to play. Yeah, he's on
Ankle
track to play.
injury, yeah. It's on track to play, but it's an ankle injury, and that's kind of,
Yeah, that is scary, but I think he'll. Either way, I'm probably taking if he doesn't play.
I think
Maybe the spread, maybe the Colts probably take that over. But
yeah, I think Colts still.
so you
I
guys
don't-
all of Colts.
Point, not like I pick the under, but still Colts.
Yeah, that's fair. As of now, if Trevor Lawrence plays, I'd probably think that the Jaguars cover that spread. Browns Patriots next game. Who do y'all got? The Patriots are favored.
Patriots are favored.
Both of them are looking like
Patriots are favored by 2.
these. I really would be two teams that I'm saying like last week looked red hot. Like
This is a big game for both teams because they both are coming off like pretty solid. Browns
Yeah.
have a great win. Patriots pretty solid.
and
Made
they're
Sam
both
Darnold
kind of like
see ghosts
right in
again.
the ship after a poor.
Yeah, and they're both. I think they both have the same record. I want to say the Patriots are 5-4. The Patriots are they're 5-4. So they're both 5-4. This is a big game. They're both fighting for probably an AFC wildcard spot. I think I'm going to go with the Browns for this game, and I'd probably say they win by a little more than 2. So I would bet they cover that spread. But yeah, no, I think it will be a pretty good game. But I think Browns, that solid defensive line.
The Browns looked
Mac
really
Jones.
good last week, and did y'all see the Ramondre Stevenson for the Patriots looked amazing too.
Yeah, because Damon
I mean,
Harris.
I haven't yet. He throughout this year, like whenever he's gotten in, he's had spurts, but like I think the issue with him, I'm an OU fan, and he's obviously from OU, but he has a lot of like blocking errors, so that's why he hasn't been getting.
Oh really?
Yeah,
It's blocking errors is his problem.
he's been running well, but like or like he'll get his route wrong or whatever. Like he's let up like 3 sacks.
It's like a
this
mental
year.
thing. It's like
Yeah.
a mental thing.
And as a like with Bill Belichick, if you can't block, like you're not gonna play.
Yeah, him and Damian Harris are both actually facing injuries though for this week. I believe they're both listed as questionable. So I'd probably go with the Browns.
Yeah,
Going
he's
over
gained
two.
a crisp 20 pounds since he's gotten the NFL, and he looks like a lot thinner too. Like he was at OU, he honestly looked a little fluffy, like a little
Yeah.
like Eddie Lacy at the beginning of his decline, but like he gained 20 pounds, but somehow got thinner. So like, look out for him to like be something once he gets his mind right. But he also did come from JUCO, so like it's been a problem for him his whole life.
Yeah. The Patriots have like a really high upside backfield. Like their backfield has a lot of nothing like superstars or anything, but just all pretty solid backs.
Yeah, and I mean, same thing with their receivers. Honestly, like there are a lot of like Hunter Henry. He's been having he's putting together a pretty good string of games, and then like Kendrick Bourne, and I think N'Keal Harry's kind of
N'Keal Harry has been playing a little more this year after.
Yeah, he's just talent-wise, he's insane.
Yeah, got Nelson Aguilar,
Nelson Aguilar,
Kobe
too.
Myers.
Mhm.
Yeah, like
So-
they've got a lot of guys who honestly have a lot of potential, but haven't done too much through their career. But like all guys that like just before they left their team, they're like, oh, they might break out, and then the Patriots signed them.
Yeah. So, do you guys both? Who do you guys got for this
I'm
game?
picking Patriots. And what's the spread?
Patriots 2, favored by 2.
Yeah, I say
think-
they definitely cover too.
I think if the Browns play like they did last week, I got Browns.
All right. I like Mac Jones with just how quick he's being able to get the ball out. Like I know their D line is going to be or their offensive line might be a problem, but they have
Yeah.
good offensive line, and Mac Jones is a good game manager.
I think Myles Garrett gets 2 sacks.
Yeah, I don't hate that pick, but again, Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney kind of scared me.
Yeah. I mean that's fair. They're scary.
Next game we have is the Falcons Cowboys. Cowboys favored by 9 as of now.
9? Oh, I feel like that's a lot for Cowboys.
Falcons
last week.
coming off of a Saints win.
Mhm.
One
So
I'm
the-
looking at says they're favored by 7.5.
I'm looking at CBS and Caesar Sportbook.
It's
So
different for every single one.
yeah, it's different for every
Okay,
single one.
Here, wait. Let me go to CBS. But Cowboys Falcons, they better cover 9. Like, but yeah, I got Cowboys covering that easy. I mean, they just got destroyed by a 4-4 team, so like I feel like they come back with a vengeance, and like they're already like just good.
Yeah,
So-
Falcons are so weird. They're 4-4 this year, which makes absolutely zero sense. They played good or decent versus the Saints last week, but they're going against Trevor Siemian and the practice squad at receivers. So I'm not too excited for them. I do think Cowboys win. I don't know if it would be more than 9. It honestly might be a close game because again, the Cowboys still have some errors in their game. Based off last week's performance. But yeah, I think the Cowboys. If you remember last year, the Cowboys Falcons game was really good. That was where like the Cowboys had like 2 onside kicks, I believe,
Oh yeah.
recovered, and so that was really
and-
interesting. And it was like 40 to like it was like 39-40 or something crazy like that. So
I think
Also, keep in mind that Zeke had that like hip contusion, and
yeah,
Tyron Smith was hurt last game, and they're not like. Here, wait, I'm trying to look up if he's playing or not.
Zeke is questionable as of now. Tyron Smith, I'm not sure.
Here, let's see, Tyron Smith report for Henry.
Cowboys do play 3 games in the next 12 days. They have a Thursday night game, I believe, coming up. So
that's pretty rough.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, they play the Raiders on the 25th, Thanksgiving.
Oh, also Dallas signed a kicker.
Oh,
News,
that's nice.
which is, I mean, they've needed one, but he didn't.
I cannot pronounce that name, but that's cool.
what is it?
I can put in the chat. It starts with Liram.
Liram, no, no,
Liram.
I'm not going.
Here it is.
Yeah, I won't try it.
Yeah, but anyways, so yeah,
Here, wait,
Who do you
can we get Blake's try at the name? I want.
No, I'd like to stay.
You
on-
should-
we can move on. Wait, who do y'all got for the game? Cowboys, favored by 9.
I think Cowboys just hit a big slope in the season, and I think Falcons take it.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Also, though,
Wow.
yeah, I'm actually very confident in this 9-point.
You think over or under?
I'm not gonna be honest. I'm not really sure if I know which each means. Like, I'm not much. I don't know what the betting lines mean. But
Fair.
so if I'm saying over, what is that saying?
If you're saying over for the
Means I think the
Cowboys,
Cowboys
that
are
means
gonna
the
win by
Cowboys are going to win by more than 9.
Yeah.
All right, then yeah, I'm over for the Cowboys
Yeah,
because Michael Gallup's supposed to be back.
yeah, fully healthy.
also. which should be good.
That is something to look out for.
And
Yeah,
then-
and the Atlanta secondary just sucks. Like there's no way
Yeah.
to. AJ Terrell has been pretty good, but their defense
And I
sucks.
think Tyron Smith is expected to be back.
Yeah, and if
But-
Zeke plays, it's kind of a plus because Tony Pollard is amazing.
Yeah. But he didn't
doesn't
practice today, so like I don't know. But they're acting like he's gonna come back. But
The Wednesday practice is always weird though. It's really like the Friday that you have to look out for. That will decide it. Next game up is huge, big game. Bills Jets. Mike White is coming back.
Mike
Bills-
White.
Bills are favored by 12.5.
12?
Who? Yeah, and it's
on
like
Mike
bad.
White, please.
You're betting. I think honestly, the Jets will cover the spread. The Bills will win, but the Jets are going to cover the spread.
Yeah, I don't know. If
it won't be 12.5.
Bills
if we
by
get
14.
that Mike White that we've gotten, like I'm not saying they're gonna win, but like it could be close. I
Yeah.
still got Bills almost no matter what, but like Mike White is your
Guy.
this generation's Tom Brady. Like they just play the exact same. I'm not saying
Yeah.
he'd be like that good, but like he takes just what's there. And even though the Bills defense is kind of crazy, like so this might be the exposed, like Mike White gets exposed. So like this will
He'll
be
never.
interesting to see what Mike White is.
Mike White is the greatest, and kids in 80 years are going to be telling their grandkids about how they grew up watching Mike White take over from Fraud Wilson's injury and led the Jets to a victory
I could see it,
versus the Bengals.
and then an undefeated year after that.
Yeah,
I
the
was
Colts
gonna
game didn't count. He was injured like first or second quarter, so
If he would have been playing, they would put up 100. No,
they only lost by 15 that game, which is it was like 30-45, and Mike White was not playing for like 3 quarters. So I'm actually kind of confident. I think they'll cover the spread. They won't win. Bills are going to come out with a vengeance and probably destroy
Yeah, I think the
that
total
defense.
opposite.
But
I think the total opposite, Tyson. I think Mike White throws 2 picks and the Bills win by 14.
2 picks isn't even that bad though for a Jets quarterback.
yeah,
If Zach Wilson has 2 picks, you're thinking this guy's the future as a Jets
Good
fan.
night. Yeah.
Yeah, like Sam Darnold has really lowered the standards for Jets quarterbacks.
Okay, but I still think like he doesn't continue like he did last week.
Last week he did basically nothing, but
I mean, but like
I
if
get
you
that.
watch that game, like those highlights, like he's taking what's there. Like he's not. It's not. I doubt Mike
he's really
White
disciplined.
gets exposed. Like he could get exposed to being like a Mac Jones and just like a mid quarterback, but I don't. See
Yeah,
him
like his
ever
pocket
being
presence.
terrible. Yeah, like I could see him just being like, but I really like just when you play like that responsibly. Like Mike White plays like he drives a Volvo.
Yeah, he's got that game manager role in the
Yeah.
bag for the next whatever his career
Yeah.
lasts for. So Blake, you're taking the Bills to
Bills
cover the
over.
spread, go over
Yeah.
more than 12.5.
Yep.
Me and Jack both taking Bills, but Jets cover the spread.
Yeah.
Saints Titans. The Titans are favored by 3. I honestly think they should be favored by more. I'm
I do
taking the over on that. They
I-
just beat the Rams by like 12 on primetime football. And that was the first game without Derrick Henry. So like that was kind of like a test game for their
Yeah.
offensive scheme. And now they're playing the Saints, who just lost the Falcons, and Trevor Siemian is still the quarterback. Actually, Taysom Hill, I believe. I think I saw something about Taysom Hill might be starting this week. It was a
If
question.
Taysom Hill is starting for any portion of this game, I have the over times 5.
Yeah, no, Taysom Hill is it's so weird. He's like 31, 32 or something. He's 31, and
not
he just has
coachable.
this such a weird role as a quarterback.
He's
Yeah.
not even quarterback. I don't know.
I don't know how he finessed that salary. Like, what is he?
That
make?
is such a weird contract. It's like 11 mil a year or something.
Yeah,
12
but
mil.
I think a lot of it is kind of like fluff.
Yeah,
so-
no, it's definitely like a
If
decoy.
he gets 10 million a year, like that's still absurd.
Yeah, it's such a weird thing.
I have never seen him confidently like complete a pass over 35 yards. Like,
Yeah, I don't think I've seen it throw a pass over 35 yards. If I'm being honest.
like every Taysom Hill highlight that as a pass like starts with a receiver like stopping.
Yeah, or it's like a 1 yard goal line
Or-
Dude, he
dive.
can kind of run. Like
No, he can run. He's a good
he
runner.
can run. Like I think he ran like a 4.4 at 215, 220. But
Bro, he's
he's
fast.
definitely an athlete, but not a quarterback.
And he'll bounce off tackles too. He's not like
Yeah,
a.
like,
Yeah, no, he is very.
He's a good runner.
That's one guy you don't want to see
Not a
running
good
at you.
quarterback, though.
But that's what he does. He runs like a like wildcat. Like he doesn't. He's not a normal
Yeah.
quarterback. He's not,
Yeah, it's so weird though. It's like one of the weirdest.
which,
One of the. It's gonna be. That's gonna be a player you're gonna look back on like 10 years and bring up to your friends and be like, "Remember this guy?" And you're gonna be like, "Oh, that was so weird."
Taysom
he's-
Hill is like
He's a player to remember.
the most athletic wide receiver from a terrible high school team that they put at quarterback.
Yeah, like
And-
everyone got injured.
Yeah, he's just like a freak athlete, so they just let him do whatever he wants.
Mhm.
So are we all? I'm taking Saints, or I'm taking Titans to go over
Yeah.
1-3.
I'm taking that too.
I'll take Titans too.
All right, Buccaneers, Washington, big rematch from last year.
Oh,
Taylor Heineke, Tom Brady.
That would be my favorite thing in the entire world if Taylor Heineke handed it to Tom Brady, but I don't think they have it.
Yeah,
what's the spread?
9.5 Buccaneers.
9.5. I think Washington covers.
I don't think so because they like lost the Broncos, in their most recent
I
game.
love how you judge every single team off of.
if they lose to the Broncos, I'm on it. I'm, like for the rest of the season, it's a lock that they're not covering the spread. No, but they lost to the Broncos in a pretty winnable game. Like it was a pretty winnable game for them,
Mhm.
and like they're facing the Buccaneers off of a bye, which is like probably like the scariest thing in football.
Yeah, and like they're a bottom 20
Their
Offense.
defense is their offense is bad. Their defense is bad.
bottom 20 defense, or they're the 26th best team in passing.
Yeah,
Like they don't do anything well.
yeah. I'm taking Buccaneers over. I think
Yeah.
Tom Brady unleashes his demons on them after that Saints game.
Yeah,
And
Fuck,
like you said over, or do you think Washington covers the
No,
spread?
I think Washington covers the spread.
But you're taking Bucks money line.
I don't really have a reason for it either.
Okay.
I just really think so.
If
You
I'm
know-
being honest, it might be because you had the Washington defense in fantasy last year, and they were pretty solid. You might be
I don't know
like,
what's.
I
Can we
did.
talk about what's happened to them?
I
Like
believe so.
I don't
how
think
this
so.
promising young core was better last year.
It is weird. It's so weird. It's just it was a fluke.
Yeah. It is
Like-
really.
Yeah.
Fluke. They also, I guess, lost like Kyle Fuller.
I don't know. how they
But
lost.
like again, like that's like whatever. Oh wait, not Kyle Fuller. I'm thinking the wrong one. Kendall Fuller. He's still on the team though, right?
I was wondering.
He's on the Broncos now, right?
No, Kyle Fuller was on the Bears, and I just got confused. Sorry, no, Kendall Fuller is still there.
Okay.
Yeah, no, just to completely ignore what I just said. I just got confused for a second. Anyways, next game, Lions Steelers. Steelers favored by 9. Who do we got?
Steelers favored by 9.
It's the Lions.
It is the Lions, but 9.
The Lions just lost to the Eagles by like an infinite number.
Yeah,
Like,
but
and it was immeasurable. I believe it was like 44-6. And like it was the Eagles.
Yes, yeah, I get it.
I get the Eagles do match up well with the Lions, but
the Eagles have been matching up well
the
with
Eagles-
like
they do.
everyone in the past like 3 games. Like
they have put up a fight. Yeah,
yeah, like Jalen
Jalen
Hurts,
Hurts Jalen Hurts is good.
he's looking nice.
he's stepping up.
Yeah, he's a playmaker.
Miles Sanders, on the other hand, not so much.
And he's injured.
Yeah.
Jordan Howard is the RB1 in Philly. I'm probably going to take,
Gordon Howard got like 30 carries last game too.
yeah. Lions Steelers. I think I'm going to take the Steelers over 9.
You think over the 9 too?
Yeah. That doesn't, I really want to make a surprise pick, but we can't really with these games we're being given.
Well, when you go with the betting line, you can't. If you want to take if you want to just you can still take shots over like who you think's gonna win in general.
Yeah, I'm still thinking the Steelers over 9.
All right. So I think, yeah.
I'm taking the Steelers, but I think Lions can keep it within 9. I'm thinking Lions cover.
I'll go Steelers. I'll go Steelers over 9. I think they.
It's just I can't really bet on the Steelers to keep it close with teams anymore because that Rams game, nearly everything went perfect up until like a couple Jared Goff stupid plays, like some bad play calling, like that time when they were in the exact same play twice in third down. But basically everything went perfect, and they still like lost by a pretty good amount. If I remember, it was like a double-digit loss. Yeah, it was a 9-point loss, and they're playing the Steelers, and not everything is going to go perfect because they are the Detroit Lions. So I just don't see a scenario. Like I really do want to be like, oh, the Lions are going to, keep it close, but I just don't see it happening.
I think DeAndre Swift on his 1 foot or whatever, and Jared Goff
One hip.
on his 1 hip are going to give them a run for their money. But they're gonna lose that race.
Yeah. They will be competitive as usual.
Do you guys think? Do you guys think Jared Goff or Big Ben's a better quarterback right now?
Jared Goff.
Jared Goff. Big Ben has had his moments this year where he looked like he could throw a pass over 20 yards, but
dude, he's had I've seen 4 different clips of him
being unathletic.
We all know what you're talking about. Yeah,
and then just dropping,
falling on the floor.
That play, I was watching that play live where he just fell over out of nothing. It was the wind pushed too hard and he just fell over and threw the ball at the crowd. That was probably one of the saddest. I literally felt like he was a 70-year-old dude at that moment.
I know it's
he was an old man. I was like, oh my gosh.
But it's happened multiple times too. And every time I'm like, no way it happened again. And
yeah,
it's a different team.
I was like,
it's like they put my dad out there at quarterback.
Yeah, it's like a prank or something. I'm like, dude, take that guy out there. Come on, he's had enough. But it's his own accord. He's like, yeah, but I want to keep playing.
They definitely were hoping that he'd be honest with him.
Yeah,
tell him if he could play or not because he's just been there for so long. Mike Tomlin walks in, he's like, come on, Ben, be honest. You think you can play next year? And he's like, hell yeah, man.
Yeah, they want him to retire so bad, but it'd be so they can't cut him, they can't bench him. That's too mean.
The best shit in my life. And then they go out to practice on the first day after re-signing him or whatever. And oh god.
I was gonna say he looks like you were doing all those COVID sweepstakes for you get to be in an NBA game for
he won 20. They won 20 years ago some random sweepstakes, and now he's
no one has the heart to tell him that he is.
He's like, oh no, I want to stay. They're like, no, it's only supposed to be one game. And he's like, no, okay. Okay, all right. Anyways, all right, my bad. Vikings Chargers. Chargers favored by 3.
Wait,
I'm taking Vikings. So at the bat, I think the Vikings look really good this week. If they weren't literal chokers, I think they win.
I think I'd take it the Vikings too. Chargers have actually kind of fell off a little bit. They barely beat the Eagles, who again we said have been putting up a fight, but they lost to the Patriots, lost to the Ravens, barely beat the Browns. I'm taking the Vikings too.
And Justin Herbert hasn't looked as good as he did in the past.
Yeah, no, I'm taking the Vikings. I'll take the Vikings. I think I'd probably literally bet the spread. I bet it's literally 3-point game.
I want to take the Vikings, but I don't think that Baltimore is as good as
yeah
or anything, and they just play close with everyone. So I'm still gonna say the Chargers. Wait, what's the spread on that again?
Chargers favored by 3.
Yeah, I think they can cover 3. Plus, the Chargers, plus Minnesota just lost to Dallas with Cooper Rush. So
yeah, that was a tough loss.
I can't forgive him for that.
I see where you're coming from, especially because the Ravens they literally played close to the Colts. They were losing, and that was a stupid winnable game. So I could definitely see the Chargers side. I just have a feeling the Vikings.
I think
and I hate the Chargers too.
Awesome. I love the Vikings offense with Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson, and Adam Thielen. I don't know.
It is weird. Mike Zimmer really needs to use them better.
Yeah.
Having those weapons and not being
to open it up, but I don't see him doing that. So
Hopefully Cook gets more touches this week. He's been getting a little less. I know Zimmer said he was going to use him more. So hopefully he follows up on that.
I think
But yeah.
What's up, Jack?
Yeah. I kind of feel like Minnesota and the Titans have the same kind of issues on offense. They have pretty much like they both got crazy good wide receivers and then a really good running back and are more run centered. But like, I think they'd benefit from like a more Cowboys type offense where like you can still run the ball in like a spread out offense, but like I think they need to kind of branch out with their creativity a little bit because they're playing like a little bit of old school football, but they got new school weapons. Like
Yeah, that makes sense.
kind of limiting them. And both got good quarterbacks.
I think Kirk Cousins is a very underrated quarterback.
Kirk Cousins and Ryan Tannehill
I
are
think he's like rated just right for this year.
they're both solid. They're good.
Yeah. Both like the same range. Panthers Cardinals next game. Cardinals favored by 10.5. Kyler Murray is returning.
Kyler is gonna put up 400 passing yards and they're gonna win.
How much the
I don't know.
Cardinals by?
10.5.
I take it.
I honestly might. No, never mind. The Panthers lost by like 18 to the Patriots.
It's Sam Darnold, man, and like
And they just publicly said that like anyone, what is it? They came out and said anyone and everyone is like an option at quarterback. Like mid-season, like it's week 10. Like they've given up on Darnold as they should. Like I don't know, he should not be playing next year.
poor Matt Rule, like you get in.
Yeah, it was Matt Rule.
as a coach,
He pushed his name.
and they got
Yeah.
the quarterback whisperer Joe Brady. Like that just shows you how helpless Darnold is. But yeah,
Wait, who's the backup to Donald?
PJ Walker, he's going to be starting because Sam Darnold is Sam Darnold is out for 4 to 6 weeks.
dang. And
But
honestly,
PJ Walker will be starting.
Carolina does have a solid defense. I think they're like
Yeah, they
second
did.
in scoring defense. behind
Brian
them.
Burns has looked amazing this year.
Oh yeah, Brian Burns is ridiculous. He's for sure. I think for sure a pro bowler.
He was like a leader for the defensive player of the year
Ooh.
for the first like 3 weeks. I don't
But
know if I
they
would
just
still put
get-
him there, but
He did just get hurt, so like
Yeah.
I take Pro Bowl, might take it back.
I think he should be. I think he should be
Or
pretty
is he
good.
gonna be back? I saw the Mac Jones where he twisted his ankle.
I don't think there was
That's not like bad.
yeah, I think he probably will miss this game.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I don't think it's too serious. But yeah, I'd probably taking the Cardinals to cover that and go over
Cardinals,
10.5.
Definitely Cardinals in there.
Just because PJ Walker is starting. Except PJ Walker did play pretty well in the first game he started last year. It was the Lions, I believe, but
So PJ Walker moved up from like the AAF, didn't he? Or like the XFL?
XFL, yeah, he did
Yeah.
amazing in the XFL. Then he played here, and he's a really fun backup, really fun quarterback,
It's really cool.
fun
I'd
guy
love
to
to
have in
see-
your roster. But
I'd love to see him do good. That'd be awesome.
yeah, it'd be cool. But yeah, Cardinals 10.5. PJ Walker gets destroyed and cut. Seahawks Packers.
All right.
The Packers are favored by 3. Russell Wilson will make his return. That's gonna be a pretty good game.
Russell Wilson return and
And Aaron Rodgers
Aaron
returned.
Rodgers,
Yeah,
that's what I was gonna
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers returned from the Joe Rogan experience,
Honestly,
say.
wherever he was.
is Dr. Joe Rogan. Excuse me.
Yeah. I might take the Seahawks in this one.
I was gonna say that too. Now
Yeah.
it's not as interesting.
I honestly, because the Seahawks, listen, they have a pretty. They play like I think they have like 3 really hard games. They play like the Rams twice, I think, and then they have like this Packers and the Cardinals. But other than that, they have like the Jaguars, no, they just play the Jaguars. Washington, they have the 49ers, Texans, Bears, Lions. Those are pretty winnable games. No,
What's
they already played the
the-
Rams, so they have the Rams, Cardinals, and Cardinals
Mhm.
twice. That's what it is.
Seahawks record right now.
Seahawks are 3-5.
Yeah, they haven't looked like. I'm gonna be honest. The team besides Russell Wilson, like, just hasn't looked good.
Yeah.
Like, even when Russell Wilson's been in, he hasn't looked very good either this year.
Yeah, but they won versus the Saints. Or no, they didn't. I'm stupid. But they're close versus the Saints and the Steelers. They were
They've
close
had
to
a
the
lot of
Titans earlier in the year.
Close game. Decently close with the Rams too, and that's when Russell got hurt, right? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and they're coming off of a bye. I honestly might And that I don't know why the Packers only favored by 3 because the Seahawks are literally 3-5, and they were losing games with Russ too. But I kind of agree because I think the Seahawks are going to win, and I honestly might put them as a playoff team if they can take this game. Because again, they have Washington, 49ers, Texans, Bears, Lions, and I think they can win all those games. And they got the Cardinals twice, and the Rams. But with 8 losses, you can definitely sneak into the NFC for that 6 and 7 spot because it's really up for anyone to grab.
At 7 and 9.
They would be 9 and 8.
Oh, I forgot there's a new. Yeah.
Yeah, they'd be 9 and 8, 3 and 5, assuming they lose to the Cardinals and the Rams. But yeah, so if they win this game, I would definitely say they make the playoffs. If they lose, they're done probably, unless they can steal 1 or 2 versus the Cardinals and Rams.
Really well with the Packers just losing, it's like it makes it a little more like I would say if Packers won last week, like I would give this win for sure to the Seahawks because it just means so much more to them. But I'm saying Seahawks win it by like a field goal.
Yeah, I think it'll be a close game for sure. I like this money line and the spread, but
I think goofy Aaron Rodgers just pulls it out. I don't know. I think he kind of goes crazy.
He did beat the Cardinals. He is coming off. His last game played was a win versus the undefeated Cardinals, which is
but that was also a AJ Green loss.
Again, that was a pretty fluky loss.
Aaron Rodgers has been kind of just proving this year that you can just not care about football and still be amazing.
I don't like that narrative. He does care about football, but he's proven that you don't have to act like you only care about football. Because let's be real, all these players do care about other stuff. It's just you got people like Brady being like, "Oh, I played on a torn MCL last year." Like, no. Like,
never had coffee. My diet's perfect. I haven't had sugar in 8 years.
I'm just saying, he's proven that you can have a life outside of football and be fine and still play like the greatest quarterback in the world.
Nah, he's proven that you can do whatever the heck you want if you're.
He's proven that the NFL does not care about COVID, and they all lied. But Eagles Broncos next up. The Broncos are favored by 2.5. That's an interesting game.
Oh,
I say the Eagles stomp the Broncos because I'm mad at them.
Wow. I'm gonna say
actually looking amazing.
I'm gonna say the Broncos after that Javonte Williams performance. Give him the ball a bunch, and I bet he runs through that Eagles defense. And even though their defense actually looked pretty solid this year, I think he runs through it. He ran through the Cowboys, and I think they stay on this hot streak, this 1-game hot streak, or I guess 2 games, kind of the Washington, and that would make them 3-0 versus the NFC East. 4-0 actually, if they win this game, they would complete because they beat the Giants early in the year. But it would be a 3-game NFC East winning streak if they can pull this one off.
Yeah, I think this Broncos defense comes up big against this Eagles team next week.
Yeah. So you said the Eagles, Jack? You were coming.
Yeah, I'm saying the Eagles, but I actually don't think it'd be a stomp. But I'm just saying, I'm feeling like Jalen Hurts' mobility is gonna hurt them, where Dak should have hurt them. And
that's fair.
I think they come out with the win. And I just feel like, I don't know. I don't like Teddy against that Eagles defense.
Yeah, and that is something that can easily be exploited, a mobile quarterback on the Broncos defense. Lamar did it with Von Miller and some of our other linebackers playing, and now they're not playing, and Von Miller is gone. So, yeah, that definitely is a spot where I could see. I wouldn't be surprised if Jalen Hurts exploited that area. We got to get through these kind of quick because we're running out of time. Chiefs Raiders Sunday night game. Chiefs are favored by 2.5.
I say Raiders.
Really? Actually,
I say Raiders by a little bit. I mean, just like Chiefs could barely score on the Packers, and the Packers aren't like a great defense, but they're not like they're a decent defense. But like what was it? 17.
It was 13-7.
It was okay. Yeah, like 13 and it was like a rough 13.
Yeah, it was a really rough 13.
Yeah,
it was a rough 7 too.
Yeah, I did not like that game. Like a gross
game.
That was ugly.
It was a tough watch.
Chiefs look ugly, and Max Crosby versus Orlando Brown is going to be just a massacre because Orlando Brown is a guard, like he cannot move. He's a good I don't
Pretty solid.
story that's just absurd that he was a Pro Bowl guard and then he moves out to tackle and he's let up like 5 sacks. So far
Yeah.
this year. Like, why'd you let him move?
Yeah. I can see the Raiders pulling off, but again, the Raiders are fresh off of the loss to the Giants
Mm-hmm.
and a pretty tough loss, tough beat. And they are still dealing with, the issues. They just cut their first round cornerback from last year. They cut their first round receiver last week. They fired their head coach 3 weeks ago, I believe. So they have a lot of stuff to deal with. And I think they're, have fallen back to earth.
Yeah, they've kind of just had like
Even below that. So, what were we going to say?
So Tyson, who's your pick?
I'm going to go with the Chiefs.
Or Chiefs? Okay.
I'm going to say the Chiefs kind of pull it back together. 2 tough games with the Giants and the Packers. I think they kind of start to heat up as the playoff picture starts to form.
Like that. And I just like Darren Waller against those safeties because
I hope he does. I hope he exploits them.
you got what's his name? I forgot that white guy, their white safety.
Oh, so Daniel Sorensen.
And
We're gonna be big fans of Daniel Sorensen on this podcast.
Even if you try to match up Tyrann Mathieu on him,
no, he's gonna
6'5" and like or whatever. I don't know. He's massive, athletic, and Tyrann Mathieu's like 5'7", 180. So like, I don't know if they have anyone to cover him, and then. With him as a distraction, you got Josh Jacobs. Well, he might be hurt. He's always hurt.
Kendrick is subbed in well as of recent.
Yeah, he is.
Hunter Renfrow has been amazing.
And like just honestly, like the way their quarterbacks have played this year, I feel like like in this situation, Derek Carr's like more like opportune to play well. Like
I honestly think this game will be a shootout because last year both games were shootouts and the Chiefs were playing amazing. Chiefs actually lost one. These divisional games are always interesting in the AFC West because it's really anyone's game. I know that goes for most divisional games, but the AFC West especially, it's anyone's game. So I could definitely see the Raiders coming out. But I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. I think it will be a shootout. I hope Darren Waller. I have Darren Waller on my fantasy team, so I've been eyeing him a lot this year. And watching him, I hope they realize that he is a big weapon and they use him more because last game versus the Giants, they didn't really use him much the first half. And then the fourth quarter, he got like 7 consecutive targets and he put up big numbers with them. They
like to do that. Like they will forget about him and then like only pass to him. Like their first 2 games, he in like the first half he had like 10 plus receptions and then like none in the second.
Yeah, the first game, the Ravens game.
Their like play calling is interesting.
He had 20 targets that game, which is weird.
That's ridiculous. But I have a hard time picking against the Chiefs this year. Like I keep expecting them be like, this is not
come back and win.
This is not who they are. Like they're gonna snap back. But like just after that game, I'm like, gross. Like they
reality.
Just ugly.
Yeah, Packers without Jair Alexander and Aaron Rodgers, and they won 13-7. That's rough, and a number of other injuries. Packers have been riddled by injuries. But yeah, that's definitely going to be a fun game to watch on Sunday Night Football. Chiefs are always fun to watch, even with their struggles. Final game Monday night. Rams 49ers. The Rams are favored by 4. Rams coming off of a tough loss to the Titans on primetime. Now face another primetime game versus the injury-riddled 49ers. Who y'all got?
Rams. What's the spread?
Rams are favored by 4 right now.
Only 4?
Yeah. I think
okay.
With Von Miller playing his first game too with the Rams.
Yeah.
Really?
And no one knows how to like game plan for that yet with Von Miller, Floyd, Obo, who's like recently just a good edge rusher, and Aaron Donald. Like they've got some troubles on their offensive line already. So like
you think Von Miller like already knows like a decent amount of defense, or you think they're just gonna like send him out there and be like just go pass rush?
I mean, he's at like 2 weeks, and it doesn't matter. It's Von Miller. They're probably teaching. Like he's been in the league for like a while now.
Yeah.
2011. He probably knows all the concepts and all the
That different.
different types of blitzes. He'll
I
be
remember
good.
when like Stephon Gilmore had just gotten
The
traded.
Panthers.
Yeah, went to the Panthers. That they were telling him that they would just like yell the coverages like at him like on the sideline. They'd be like cover four, and he'd run cover because he didn't know the plays.
Yeah, like they can definitely like just like I don't know why teams don't already do this. Like you really could and just make it easy. Just like give him a play sheet and just like not even have like just have like each individual task that he does on that play, and then just like
Oh
like,
yeah, just someone giving us individual signals towards him or something.
yeah, just be like
Yeah. They
Or
probably
just
do
like-
that for
like
Yeah.
yeah, they can just literally give him numbers throughout the game, and like it'll be like this one will be like inside rush or like you're doing this or whatever. Like
Mhm.
yeah.
it can work out. Like
They probably do that for newer players and younger players, but I think for Von Miller, he probably knows
Yeah.
majority, and he probably like can learn the playbook pretty fast and learn.
he definitely could, but I'm just saying like if that were a problem, I don't think it like they could solve it.
Yeah, that would be helpful for sure. So yeah, that wraps up the games for this week. No really huge or interesting either way games. But yeah, it should be an interesting week after I think last week was pretty awful in terms of football. There's a lot of weird
Yeah,
upsets.
No one played like how we thought they were gonna play.
Yeah, it's always a bad week when
Yeah.
it's a lot of upsets, but like the upsets are boring.
Mhm.
You know,
And-
like it's
and
like
all the
a
offenses played terrible.
yeah, like a 6-9 Jaguars win, like okay, or like a 41-17 Browns Bengals. Like that's not really that fun to watch.
Can I say the Cardinals game last week hurt Kyler Murray's like MVP race?
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Like-
Yeah, I really did.
it
then
does
every-
suck.
Because I feel like coming into that week, like if Kyler plays and they destroy him, like he's pretty much, I feel like, in my opinion, a pretty safe favorite, just because of how good the Cardinals are. But now that he wasn't there and they still destroyed, like
The 49ers, pretty solid team.
yeah, it's a toss up
Yeah.
again. for
Who
the
do you?
race.
We can wrap this up with just a quick MVP. Who do you guys think? Start with Blake. Blake, who do you think's gonna win the MVP this year?
I think if the Rams play like they're playing for the rest of the year, I think Stafford wins it.
Stafford.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Brady. Again, I'm locking that he's probably gonna win the Super Bowl. I think I'm probably gonna go Tom Brady. Josh Allen wouldn't surprise me either,
Mhm.
but it's Tom Brady.
Yeah, I think honestly that Tom Brady will definitely probably put up the best year, but one, I just feel like they don't want to give it to Tom Brady again.
Yeah, that is
And
something
two,
scary.
He by far has the best offense, like out of the other contenders. And I mean, I guess Dak's up there, but he just missed a game and he played terrible the game he came back. So I don't think he's really in the race for like anymore. But I'm still running with Kyler, but my second pick would be Josh Allen. But my realistic pick for like who plays the best is Tom Brady.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
Blake, yours was
Matthew
Stafford.
Stafford. Yeah, I think my top three is Stafford, Allen, Brady in that order. Because
Yeah.
I think they just won't give it to Tom Brady. I'm gonna be honest. I really just
Yeah,
don't.
that's
think
what
they
I'm
will.
saying.
He hasn't
I
won in a while. That's my reasoning.
It reminds me of like the LeBron thing, or like LeBron
Motor-
was like obviously the best player in the league for like
Yeah.
years, and he just still didn't win an MVP.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
like
voter fatigue.
Mm-hmm.
for sure voter fatigue, and like he just won a Super Bowl, so like his team's good, so like he's less likely.
Yeah. I'd probably go Brady 1 just off pure vibes. Josh Allen 2. And then I'm gonna go Lamar 3 because I think Lamar truly like if I had to pick, I would go Lamar because like he's definitely like if you took away all these guys from the teams, the Ravens would definitely suffer the most without Lamar.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean the Rams went into the Super Bowl with Jared Goff. Kyler Murray is still pretty valuable. I can definitely see an argument there, but they just beat the 49ers, destroyed them. Tom Brady, again, this team's still pretty this team's like 8-8 with a decent quarterback. And the Bills have a really solid defense. So yeah, I probably put Lamar as the most valuable and I'd probably put him as 3 for likeliness. But
What about defensive player of the year?
all right, so that really wraps us up.
Oh.
Okay, well, quick one. I guess Trayvon Diggs, just because
Trayvon Diggs,
he
really?
probably gets like 3 more picks.
I got
Yeah.
Miles Garrett easy.
I think Miles Garrett's a lock for me.
Yeah, I honestly, as a Cowboys fan, I think Trayvon Diggs sucks, but
He does.
his ball skills are impeccable, probably the best the NFL's seen in a long time. But that doesn't matter if you're not close enough to the receiver to make a play on the ball.
Yeah, he doesn't suck, but he is. He's not
Yeah,
perfect.
He doesn't suck, but like
Yeah.
honestly, his in coverage, like he is. I don't even know if he's average.
I think he's like an average, like a little above average. I'd probably put him for
No, I'm not
coverage.
saying like overall above average. I'm saying like just like
Just
if
actual
you look at,
covering.
like his man coverage, like it, like I think he's like in Madden, he should have like a 73 overall.
In that. Yeah. Yeah, no. I'm just gonna say he gets like 3 more picks and wins it because the record and
He
the
definitely-
Cowboys.
Yeah, I think he definitely could be good in coverage, but like it's I feel like it's his choice that he's not. Like it's
He's probably gonna get better. He will get more
Oh,
disciplined.
he'll
I think
for sure get better. I think he'll be.
second year.
I don't think.
Yeah.
He's
I
sorry, you go.
I was gonna say I really don't think he wins defensive player of the year just because like the amount of yards that he's gonna end up giving up in the year. Like, I think people will respect him and be like, "Wow, that's insane! You got these interceptions." But, like people are gonna be like his coverage was so bad to give him defensive player of the year.
Okay, but we do know that like that stat about him giving
That's
up like
fake.
the
Yeah,
most-
yeah, that's
yeah,
fake.
that is fake. And the penalties. I looked it up and I'm pretty sure he's like on
He-
par with like Jalen Ramsey for like yards allowed and penalties.
I
He
think
is
he,
still-
I think
he-
he's like fifth or third. I think he's like fifth or third. Like really, actually.
Maybe now, definitely
Oh,
now
yeah.
after the Broncos game for
I
sure.
think
But
he was still bottom. He's still like bottom 10, but it's like
Yeah.
not that crazy because like the difference between him and like the top guys isn't as like.
yeah, and it's
Yeah.
super subjective as well.
But like
Like-
honestly, yeah, I see his career going great because like he's like 6'1", has crazy long arms, and is like a 4'4" guy as a big cornerback, and he obviously makes a play whenever he's anywhere near. So like
Yeah,
he'll be going up, but like he just needs to work on his discipline.
Mhm.
yeah. But if you look at like websites for like who's allowed in yards, literally every site will tell you like a different answer
Yeah,
for
it's
cornerbacks allowed. It's so subjective.
It's because they never know who's covering who. And
Yeah, exactly, and especially because a lot of these players play zone, so they like
You don't
a lot of
know like the exact coverage, and like sometimes like if another guy messes up, but you're closest, you might get the yard.
yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Like he was probably accounted for in like a good amount of websites for that Patriots 75-yard touchdown. Even
No,
though
yeah,
that was
that one wasn't his fault. That was definitely
that was safety.
Casey.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Half the time, like
Well, I'd say
he just doesn't know how to follow a ball, but like he's not terrible.
I'd say on that Patriots, it looked a lot like quarter. So it kind of looked like half his fault, half the other safeties. Because it looked a lot like almost like a cover 4 quarter scheme where the safety had like a middle quarter.
No, yeah, that's what Cowboys run like a majority of the time. They'll just drop one safety deep, and like that, like you could say he doesn't have full responsibility for like the deep, but like if that's an outside route, which it wasn't really, like he kind of broke in, and like during that play, like that corner, he saw the safety breaking,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
so like I feel like you kind of let up, but then when like I don't know what he was doing, like he could have made a play on that ball, maybe even picked that safety, but like I don't know, he just read the ball wrong, and it
Yeah.
messed both of them up, and he had to avoid him too. So like
yeah.
it was definitely bad man coverage, but like the touchdown, I don't think it should have been a touchdown.
Mhm. Okay. Well, I think that pretty much wraps up for like pretty much. Do y'all have any ending points for right now?
I think we're good. I don't think I think we shouldn't get into anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna.
well.
Yeah. Well, I really enjoyed for the first episode, and I can't wait to see like where it goes from here.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Thank you guys for listening.
All right. Bye.
Bye.